We continue now at the top of Daf Chav Chesam and Beis in Meseches Nedarim. This is Nedarim Daf 28b. The Mishnah here finishes Ein Lahem Pidyon. In these situations, you're not able to redeem the items. The case over here at the end of the Mishnah is, let's say a person says that this is going to be hektish until it is cut, until it is burned. So then until it is cut, until it is burned, it is impossible to redeem the item. The Mefarish over here explains, Ein Lahem Pidyon Liolam, you can never redeem it. Kol Zman Shelo Nixtu, if it wasn't yet cut. Ve'ein Yotzin L'chulin, if you're going to take money and try to take the Kedusha off, these items are not going to become chulin. Ela kedusha saying shehin ke kedusha saguf liolam. It's similar to kedusha saguf that stays forever. Ve'ein lem takana olamis. There's no way to fix that. Shafilu padon chozos ukedushos. The point of the Mishnah is even if you redeem them, they're just going to automatically become hektish again. The kaven damar ad sheyiksasu, because if the way the person phrased it is these are hektish until they become cut, so ein lehem pidyon liolam. So that means to say there is no way, you're not able to redeem it. Kol zman shelo nixasu, if it wasn't cut. You carbon, so it's saying it's always in the state of carbon, in the state of hektish, until it is cut. And the Gemara says, "Velisni kedushos ve'ein kedushos." Why doesn't the Mishnah use a language of kedushos? Why does the Mishnah in the beginning say that it's yesh lehem pidyon, that you can redeem it? Isn't the main chiddush to say that it's hektish in the reisha of the Mishnah? And so the Gemara says, "Aidi deboy lemisna seifa ein lehem pidyon." Since at the end of the Mishnah we're trying to say that there is no ability to redeem it, that's the whole chiddush of the seifa. So Tana nami reisha yesh lehem pidyon. So too in the beginning of the Mishnah we say that you can redeem it, even though the main chiddush in the beginning of the Mishnah is that the items are hektish. And the Gemara now explains the reisha of the Mishnah. Heichi nader, what exactly was the neder? What exactly did the person say in the reisha of the Mishnah? Amar Ameimar said, the person said as follows. B'yomer, the person says, Im einon niktsasos hayom. He says that if these items are not cut down today, or if this talus is not burned today, so then he's saying that it's going to be hektish. V'yavar hayom v'lo niksasu, and the day passes and they don't get cut down, and so therefore that's what the Mishnah is saying. The Mishnah is saying they indeed become hektish. But the Gemara says in Cain, lamali lameimar. But if that's the case, what's even the chiddush? Pshit, it's obvious. Of course, the person said if this doesn't happen, then it's going to be hektish, and it didn't happen, so of course it's hektish. What is the point of that reisha of the Mishnah? And the Gemara explains the reisha as follows. Lo no tzricha, it's needed as follows. Kagon di'iko zeiko nefisha. The case over here is it's a very windy day. And so, the Gemara will explain in a moment, the person is saying, if these things don't get blown down today, because he's sure it's going to get destroyed, so he says, if this doesn't get blown down today, so then we're going to make it hektish. And the Gemara says, well, v'hakatani lagabe talis. But there's also a case in the Mishnah of talis, v'talis l'sreifa kaima. And there we're talking about a fire. How does the wind apply to a fire? And the Gemara says, in kagon dika deleka, fine. In that case also there's a fire that's raging. And he says, if this thing doesn't get burned, then I'm going to make it hektish. Hachanami dika zeka nefisha. Here too, there's a big wind. V'salka daitach. And so still, what's the chiddush? He says, if it doesn't get burned, it's hektish. If it doesn't get blown down, it's hektish. So of course it's hektish. No, it's not so obvious. Because you might think that he's really thinking for sure it is going to get burned down. For sure it is going to get destroyed. So he's really not intending to make it hektish. And that's why he's making a neder. He's saying, if this thing doesn't get blown down, if this thing doesn't get burned, then I'm going to make it hektish. But he doesn't really mean to say that he's going to make it hektish. He just means that he is certain it's going to be destroyed. So maybe it shouldn't be hektish. And kamash malan, and that's what the Mishnah is teaching us. The Mishnah is teaching us that even when he says this, when he expresses this idea, even though it's possible to say we don't take him seriously, but no, we do take him seriously, and the items are hektish. Again, the way it was phrased in the Mishnah is yesh lehem pidyon, they are redeemable, and that's just in contrast to the save of the Mishnah where it is not redeemable. But the point, the chiddush of the Mishnah is that these items are indeed hektish. And the Gemara continues at the two dots, harei netios ha'elu karbon v'chulu. So he said these netios, if a person says again, they're going to be a carbon, they're going to be hektish until they are cut down, so they ein lehem pidyon, they have no redemption. And the Gemara says, Uliolam, one second, are they not redeemable forever? That doesn't make sense. He just said it's hektish until it gets cut down. He just said it's hektish until it is burned. So why should it be hektish forever? And so the Gemara explains, Amar Bar Pada explains, Padon chozros v'kedushos. If he redeems them, like we said before in the Mefarish, if he redeems them, they become hektish again. Padon chozros v'kedushos. If he tries v'kochos, if he tries to redeem it again it becomes hektish. Ad sheyiksasu. That's until the items actually get cut. But nigzazu, but once they get cut down, podon at that point in time, podon pamachas, he actually could redeem it just one time, vidayo, and that is sufficient. In other words, he's saying until they are cut, so then anytime I try to redeem it, it's going to become hekdesh automatically. But once they do get cut, the Mishnah of course would say that yes, you could redeem it at that point in time, redeem it one time, and that is sufficient. V'ula amar, but Ula says, kevan sheniksasu shuv ein podon. No, once it's cut, you don't even need to redeem it. Automatically the kedusha leaves at that point in time. So that then is a machlokes amoroim, whether after it is cut do you actually need to redeem it, or does the kedusha go away automatically. We'll continue with this discussion in the next video on Daf Chav Tes Amud Aleph.